Buckle up, kiddies. Welcome back to an off-season special of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo! Bingo players from around the world have been hauled off to an undisclosed location with their parents' permission and forced to compete consensually in order to earn the ultimate title of Off-Season Champion! I wonder who could have organized all this. It couldn't have been Twinkachoo, could it? Regardless of the how or why, everyone is about to play some particularly evil boards. Best of luck, Rudies. I'm getting out of here while I still can. If you need me, I'm at the gas station getting milk and cigarettes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Whoa! Look at all these lit up boards and all that. Right, we got bingo. I don't have a whole intro planned out. I'm going to be real. We're live, me and Eckler, and I'm going to be real. This setup is using so much energy. We've probably caused blackouts in 99th Street. So we've got a bunch of players playing all over the shop, and we've got Shovelclaws and Fatalr0ck coming up for you shortly. Do you want to kind of go quickly on how this is going to work, Eckler? Because even I'm not sure. This is all over the place.
All right. First of all, who says we never do anything in the off season? Second of all,
Not me.
What we've got for you is effectively like a mini Swiss bracket, if you know what that means. We have a seeding round where each player is going to play 3 games, and the result of those 3 games will determine their seeding, with the top 4 players moving on into the playoffs, and then it'll be single elimination from there. So 6 players, top 4, after 3 games, go on into the playoffs bracket.
The only Swiss I know is cheese, but I'm gonna take your word for that.
And that's why you're the color commentator. So we currently have 3 matches playing all at the same time. We will have a second round of matches after these 3 conclude, and then a third, and that will be the seeding determined. Currently on stream, we have Shovelclaws and Fatalr0ck about to take on each other. We have John and Vane already playing, and we will let you know the result of that when it comes up. And then the third match will be 7th Place versus Miku. So again, we'll let you know how that's going as it goes. Obviously, we're only capable of streaming 1 game at a time, and we would only want to stream 1 game at a time. So we might have
what
a
I'm
little
hearing
time
is Eckler
after this.
refused to put 3 games on stream at the same time. And
I offered, and everybody said that was a terrible idea. No, you can't have 6 game feeds on the screen at the same time. That would be too confusing. Who would want to commentate that? For a star, that would be crazy. Anyway,
yeah. Now I've seen streams like that before. It is awful. We could replicate it. We could have all the streams going at the same time. I'm sure Twinkachoo would like that on tech right now. We could have all those running at the same time. We could have maybe like a pulsating pride flag in the background. I think that would all look beautiful. But instead, we've got these lovely minimalist, sleek graphics here. So we've got 2 streams with Shovel and Fatalr0ck, which once they're all ready to go, we will have that going. There's a lot of moving parts, but
oh yeah,
everyone getting kidnapped to do bingo.
You
can't expect it to go smoothly.
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job, all things considered, of getting everything to work. Shout outs to those who couldn't join us today, Kevin and Yayo, who would love to have been here but couldn't be here. Also shout outs to Kevin for helping us get this set up. We have like 4 different board websites now for the auto marker, and that's awesome. So a lot of work has gone into this mini little off-season tournament, and this has been quite a busy off-season, all things considered. We've had the IRL bingo, we had the crowd control for Flame Fatals, we had quite a few little events going on in the off season, and this will be hopefully the final one of the off season because we're all
of the year.
Maybe
let's not get too ambitious. Let's say of the year.
Of the year, right? Well, no. At the off season ends at the end of the year, and then it's preseason.
Okay, the preseason. Yep. Hey, we got Shovel and Fatal going. I think we should probably analyze the board at some point.
Yeah, we could do that. There is bingo to be
played.
No,
Fatal's talking to Roboy. We might have some time.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
We're just getting everybody set. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's read through the board then. Let's see what's going on the board. Let's play some bingo.
Yeah. I'm so
Okay,
confused
well,
what's going on. Are they going to
neither
play
of
this
us,
board, or what's happened?
neither of us took the opportunity to analyze the board there.
Yeah. I'm just trying to analyze what the players are doing. Like, hello? Okay,
It's all right.
okay.
We'll have our
looks like-
referee
yeah.
update us
Yeah.
on the situation.
Right, let's see. So, looking at the board, we've got some. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of dark side, Bentencho squares, and they look quite good. I mean, it's weird. We do so much commentating for 2v2s that seeing a 1v1 is it's a whole other way of thinking about the board. I know we did
Yeah, absolutely.
some specials of 1v1, but I was not commentating any of those. This is all. I've got to shift my brain. I've got to shift my mindset. But even so, Highway Zero, SDPP. I mean, the SDPP special would hold someone up for a while, but it's it's not nice, snug in the corner. Some nice follow-on squares, like Wolverine to Dark isn't too bad. Well, we've already seen Shovel go towards Dark Side. I think we're going to see Shovel go towards Dark Side.
Yeah, it's going to be both of them. Interesting.
With Fatalr0ck. I feel like Fatalr0ck, I mean, they're basically neck and neck, but I feel like Fatal got just a slight edge in. Which
Oh
is
yeah, well, the tech
interesting.
tells us that Fatal is leading by almost a second there. 8
Yeah.
tenths of a second ahead. Could make the
They're
difference
both
to one of
going
these early
for-
squares.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of
Yeah,
those as
still-
well, like, okay.
Oh,
Going
no,
straight to
they're
entrance,
splitting
it
apart.
looks like, so at least they're splitting apart, which, it could have been Fatal what would have done, Ball Ride Too Dark, but kind of expected that Shuffle would inch out there, so, we can. Ooh, okay. And a tape. So they're going to be doing two completely different things. Fatal about to mark the first square, maybe? Perhaps?
Fatal, buddy.
Okay, there we
Right,
go.
Just shaking off the rust. It's been a little
Center
while.
square.
This is our
Valuable.
reigning 2v2 champion, Fatalr0ck, by the way.
Reigning champion.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
mean,
for-
center
I
square
forgot.
entrance pillar is quite a high priority square. And like you
Yeah.
said, the way that we play 1v1 is very different to how we play 2v2. The game is typically a little more slow paced. And then the fact that we've seen the players go to separate areas means they might just not collide at any point this game until the game needs to be decided. We'll see what the mind games are. We'll see if someone tries to predict the other and try and snipe away certain squares, or whether they just have two separate game plans and it will come down to who has the better plan, really.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already seeing Sky Dino going for platform first, which I'm wondering if Shovel's going for the bingo threat. Will Shovel be in Sky Dino momentarily? I mean,
Could
we'll
be
see.
close, yeah. With
But I feel like
leaving-
Fatal has more than enough time to get that platform with
It's gonna
some
be
good
close,
boosts.
I feel. I think Fatal should have the slight edge here, but Fatal choosing to get platform first to set up his own bingo means
I mean,
that
we've got loads. I think so it's going to be a bit tight. But I feel like Fatal's just got the
Fatal
time.
should have the edge here.
Yeah.
Just about.
Which. Yep, there we go.
Pretty
And
close, though.
ooh, that's like the first snipe of the match as well.
Yeah. That's
Which-
actually
ooh.
really, really important for Fatal because that blocks off the early bingo threat from Shovel
Yeah.
and gives Fatal a lot of board control. Like center
Shovel
square,
wanted that
potential row
threat.
3, potential column 3. Like, Fatal has the board control right now.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm surprised because it was really, really close. Shovel was very, very near to getting that square, but obviously Fatal already being there, getting the value. It looks like, I mean, you could tell Shovel wanted that threat. Even if bottom point 100% graffiti for the bingo as well is like a pretty reasonable graffiti. So, I can see Shovel wanting that, but Fatal is staying in
This is
Skyscraper District.
Oh, he's going for floating pings. Okay.
I was about to say, yeah, no, there's no way.
I was like, there's no way
Because-
he got SDPV
Yeah.
tape, right?
No,
So
we
it's
were
not gonna be
watching Fatal as Fatal was going for, pillar. I think we know that Fatal didn't get tape. And also, there's
Yeah,
tech
just he went
telling
to
us
get the
that
health
Fatal
cannon,
didn't
I
get
was like-
tape.
I was so confused
Yeah.
because he went to get the health can. I was like, is he going for floating pinks or is he going for an unlock or what? But no, he was just getting health and playing it safe. That's a fair amount of time spent in Benton Cho, and now Shovel is actually the first into Kogane. Still a decent amount of stuff in Benton if Fatal wants to play cleanup, but he has those bingo threats that he'll want to work on, I think.
I don't think
talked
any of
about
those
Shibuya
bingo
at
threats
all.
are gonna materialize. I feel like there's just so much value in Shovel going to bottom point right now that really we're just gonna see, does Fatalr0ck want to continue getting points in this area? I feel like going all the way to Kogane isn't really gonna do much at the moment. I mean, Shovel knows it's kind of in the clear to get any and all squares right now. We've got the first sewer square. Well, no, we nearly do if Shovel grabs the right soul.
Classic bingo.
Hello, everyone. I have an update on one of our other games. Looks like John won his match against Vayne.
Hey!
Excellent. Thank you for letting us
That's
know.
our
So that's
first
our
win.
first of the first round seeding games complete. John moves up to 1-0, which means he will play either the winner of this match or the winner of 7th Days versus Miku.
Yeah.
So that's how the bracket's gonna work, basically. The winners will play the winners, and the players who have equal game score will play against each other.
And if they want, we'll hear from them about how their game went in a little bit. Also, I don't know if players know this yet. Everyone is playing the same board.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we did decide on that in the end. That's
Surprise.
I remember. Because
Yeah.
if we have any footage of anyone after the fact, we can see how everyone differed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. We might have a little time between games getting things set up and waiting for other matches to conclude, so it'll give us some time to talk about the board and talk about how everyone approached their games in between. Just a reminder, if you didn't know, we're playing this entire tournament today.
Yeah. We're going to start today, we're going to end today.
Or we're going to start today and end tomorrow, probably,
If you're British.
anywhere east of New York. I mean, it's already tomorrow for Miku, technically, so...
Yeah. So this is interesting because Fatal's kind of doing pseudo cleanup, I suppose.
Yeah, he stayed in Benton Show.
SDPP
He's just got a lot of
specials.
points, really.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Oh yeah. I think the big thing at the moment is Shovel is going to spend a not insignificant amount of time, but also is probably going to get 5 points, more or less, in this area, considering it's uncontested. Which means that Fatalr0ck needs to, well, I say needs to, would benefit by getting 3 squares anywhere, really. In the grand scheme of things, there's a few potential bingos still available, but I feel like none of them are going to pan out. I feel like if a bingo gets through, I'm going to be shocked, considering the layout we've got right now, what's already been marked.
I think
what
it's up
could
to
be
Fatal,
marked.
though, to determine that, where he has the control in that if he wants to go for a bingo, he could really go for it, but with the board control that he has right now, he can just play for points. 15 to win, he's got a 2-point advantage at the moment. Yes, the graffiti is going to gradually bring that back, but if Fatal makes the right call now, I would have gone to Shibuya Cho, honestly. I wouldn't have gone to Kogane knowing that Shovel is here.
Not
but
even
maybe he's just gonna
pre-string,
get Sauna
which
and
is, I guess, a character arc. But even so, Rokaku Spray Graffiti is on there. It's not a complete waste of time if
I
you're
think
going
there are
up to
some sprays
Sauna.
that you could do on your way to Sauna. Like, he should definitely spray Sauna while he's there. There's a couple sprays that you probably won't encounter again if you do want to do some pre-spraying, but I don't think you have to spray everything.
Yeah.
He's chosen to do nothing, and we will see. This is the big one. Like, if you're here and it's on the board, you might as well spray Sauna.
Yeah. Is
He's
Shovel
going to do that.
hard
Let's go.
spraying? Oh no, Shovel's continuing. I was about to say, what's going on
Shovel
with
should
this?
be basically finished with this graffiti route now.
I think there was like a handful left to do. Shovel may have prioritized
it
just
just
getting
doesn't
the
have
squares locked in.
cans, and also needs to get the grind solved, but no, seems to be leaving bottom point. Interesting.
I mean, yeah, grabbed grind soul. Bottom point's like half sprayed, but I think there's no universe, surely, where Fatalr0ck goes into bottom point and tries to get that graffiti square. I'm trying to think if there's some kind of like weird play where Shovel's trying to go into Shibuya-cho, for example, and try and set up one of the, like, let's say one of the remaining bingos, the remaining bingo for Shovel at the moment. I just don't see that being particularly viable, as long as Fatal kind of gets into Chiro and starts grabbing some squares. It's an interesting. I mean, it's one of those, like, if it was 2v2, you know, you just send someone to one area and you clean it up yourself. Fatal grabbing the tape in Shibuya and going into Dogenzaka Hill, but it looks like Shovel's going straight into Shibuya. And you know, when Fatal marks past statue, Shovel can really make an informed decision of what to kind of carry out next.
I really like this though from Fatal. I think that's just really good routing in general. Like going Shibuya, getting the tape, and then getting past statue feels more efficient than going all the way down Dogen, right?
Yeah. I think the only, not so much issue, I think Fatal has spent a lot of time this game smartly kind of blocking all the bingo threats, which, you know, fair dues, that's all good. I think the only concern I have is how much value is in Chiro right now. We've got all those squares. Fatal potentially going to Chiro right now, where Shovel is going for an unlock. This unlock can take a bit of time to set up, which may mean that Fatal has time to at least grab the tape before Shovel's hand is played, which could potentially lead to a good head-to-head, and Shovel misses the unlock sequence.
That actually might cause Fatal a problem. Depends on who can execute 30 tricks right here and now.
Yeah.
Oh, Fatal's actually not going for 30 tricks. Okay, he's just... Oh, he's going for my strat? No, he's not. He's insane. This is not a great play to go back for 30 tricks.
Nah.
He might still get it.
It's
got the boost.
It's iffy. Oh no!
Oh.
But missing the... Oh no, Shovel's got this. Yeah, with the boost, grabs the soul. So now they're head to head on whatever any of them want. Oh my goodness, that... I think Fatal would have had that with the if it wasn't for missing the rail, and it feels like that's happened a few too many times. I mean, now Fatal and Shovel are head to head on any Chiro squares. Right canal. Ooh.
And now with that pre-spray in bottom point, suddenly Shovel's looking pretty comfortable.
Yeah, because this entire, for the rest of the game, Shovel has 3 points kind of banked almost, because there's no value in doing bottom point unless you're doing graffiti, and because Shovel's had all that time bottom point already, I think they all know pre-sprays have been carried out. You know, it's almost mean. It's almost BM, honestly, having a pre-sprayed bottom point and
this is a
points
really
already grabbed.
board state. Because nothing on this board is particularly quick. Nothing is particularly great now. You have the 2 graffitis, which Shovel has the advantage to one of them. And then everything else is kind of all over the place and takes a lot of time. Shovel now starting up RDH with the advantage. We may get a graffiti race here. We're gonna get a graffiti race here in Rokkaku Dai Heights. Excellent.
I mean, Sauna has already been sprayed. Maybe that's going to be worth the 10 seconds. Or the 20 seconds.
I mean, it will save a decent amount of time, yeah.
Sauna is a detour. I mean, it all comes down to how efficiently Fatal can carry out Rokkaku Heights. I'm going to be honest, considering Fatal basically started the career in Season 7, like, outside of minor movement with character cornering, Fatal has played pretty well in terms of kind of, strategically. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be tight. I mean, the sprays are, a few in the favor of shovelclaws at the moment, but you consider, Sauna's been taken and dealt with. That is gonna give some time. So it all comes down to ooh, good jump. Not so good jump, maybe. Yeah, no. Yeah, it all comes down to, can Fatalr0ck do this flawlessly, which I feel like is a bad timing for me to say that. And will Shovel make minor movement mistakes throughout? It's looking less optimistic. I will say that now.
Ooh. Well, there's one.
Shovel's making a...
I think Shovel's routing has been just better overall. That's certainly helped out. Fatal kind of a bit all over the place in the first half of this route.
Yeah.
Still with more to do, actually, as Shovel has moved on to the middle section.
That's not great.
Yeah. This might be decided here and now, with Fatal falling back down again. So Shovel with the advantage here on RDH, then can go lock in that bottom point and pretty much just win the game off of that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, the only opportunity Fatal has right now is to consider that Rokkaku Dai Heights graffiti is being played right now from both players. And I think Fatal might think that Shovel's doing something else, but the longer Shovel goes without spraying, I think the more and more it kind of indicates.
Yeah, you have all the clues, right? You know that Shovel was in bottom point for a long time. You know that Shovel hasn't marked in a long time. Fatal can make the call here, and technically could still win the game by getting every other square. It would be crazy, but it could still happen.
Yeah, but when you've got stuff like Dogen Air 3, Stadium Jazz...
Shovel's going to be in Kogani for the rest of the game. If you go to Kibo and you snipe away points, and then clean up the rest of the board, but then Shovel probably reacts to that, right?
Yeah. Shovel's just not going to look at the board and go, oh yeah, I don't need to do anything.
Yeah. So, certainly it feels like Shovel has the advantage here in a lot of different ways. It's not mathematically impossible for Fatal to win this game. But certainly it's an uphill struggle from what was a really strong strategic start from Fatal.
Yeah. Fatal did really well in the early game. I think the biggest issue, was that Churro tricks unlock. I think Shovel made a mistake, and if Fatal was able to capitalize on it, that would have been a pretty nasty bingo threat. And honestly, I think additionally, based on where both of them were, whoever got that first square was logically going to get that second square as well with the air tricks. So it's one of those, sometimes a bingo match really does come down to whether or not you can capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, and unfortunately, Fatal wasn't able to. Yep, Shovel's got that.
Fatal has a pretty good position now to move on and do something else. So the call has to be for Fatal, well, get everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, you assume that Shovel is going to lock in bottom point graffiti here, which means realistically Fatal needs to be going to Kibo, because that would be the fastest square for Shovel to collect after bottom point. Fatal is not going to Kibo, it's going to be Dogen Air 3 by the looks of things, which may just put this game beyond him at this point. Depends on how much Shovel has left to spray, but I don't think there's a lot. I think it's just kind of the last PJ Room 3 to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think being realistic, the number one thing is if we're seeing Shovel and Bottom Point and Fatalr0ck anything on the board, Shovel has no reason to not do Kibo. There's no universe where you don't just go to Kibo at that point.
Okay, so Shovel hasn't done as much of Bottom Point as I thought it had. So
I think the
maybe
way Shovel
Fatal
did it
can still
was
Kibo.
kind of the climb back up, get all the remaining sprays then, which isn't awful. It's a weird, it's rare you see someone segment out Bottom Point of all areas, but
yeah,
I see the
I
vision.
can see the logic. Yeah, like having such an advantage on it and then doing other things and setting up this as your game-winning play, I think makes a lot of sense. I just don't like that it's Bottom Point specifically, because it feels kind of bad to do a whole lap of Bottom Point and not complete the graffiti when it's there.
Yeah.
I have
Don't
another.
go too much out of your way.
I have another update from our other games. Looks like Ace has won the first game against Miku.
Hey.
Let's go,
Thanks
Ace.
for letting us know. Which means John and Seventh Ace will move on into the, if you will, upper bracket for seeding in round 2.
Echelon.
Yeah. And then Miku and Vane will be in the lower bracket with whoever loses this game. Then we will determine those 3 games at the conclusion of this one.
Yeah.
And this has been
I'm
a good
wondering
one. This
what
has been a good game to
Fatal's gonna
stream.
do, because Fatal is going to Garage. It's awkward.
It has
The
to
only
be-
thing Fatal
it
can
has to
do
be
is
Kibo.
go to Kibo, but that
doesn't
looks
look like Fatal's going
the
to
dark
Kibo.
side. And Shovel's wacky Bottom Point route seems to be coming to a close. I mean, it's not standard, right? But like I said, watching One Division for the first time, I see the vision.
It's working out. Results-based analysis says Shovel will win the game, therefore it was a good play.
Yeah.
Jazz. Fatal going for the moral victory, I see.
Yeah, Fatal go. Can we just make Jazz worth 10 points right now?
I've been
Can
saying
we edit the code?
I've been saying this since season 1. Screw competitive integrity. Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz.
But yeah, it doesn't look like Fatal did the maths, unfortunately, which is strange because the board site tells you how many points you need to win. But maybe that was just a bridge too far for Fatal. Doing Jazz will not win this game because Shovel is now into Kibo, unless Shovel misses stall launch 33 times in game overs.
It's possible. The existence of the skill issue could always tilt in a player's favor.
Alright, eyes on shovelclaws then. Alright, solid.
Yeah, not bad, not
It's
bad.
not a boogie warp, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Fatal now just wrapping up Jazz Race. Now, John. It's a stall launch. It's sufficient. Shovel hit it first try, therefore it's perfectly sufficient.
Absolutely. If it works, it works. Shovel seeing the critical information and knowing what's coming next.
Game is basically decided outside of some kind of miracle from Fatalr0ck here. Oh, Shovel gonna go for the second stall launch?
But back to
And
back.
Fatal making the mad rush now over to Koganecho at a massive disadvantage. It's not over until it's over.
Yeah. Fatal's playing the mind games.
Unless there's a bingo threat that we've ignored, which I don't think there is.
Nope. Oh no, Shovel missed stall launch once. 20 more times. Fatal going into Shibuya Cho, going for Chura right canal.
Yeah. So what we're learning here is
Interestingly.
that Fatal has not counted. Cannot see the critical
have-
information.
We have identified the counters and the countants.
Unfortunate way for this game to end after such a strong start from Fatal. That early board control was really good, you know, getting the Sky Dino squares ahead of Shovel and kind of just leading the game until that Chuo incident, where it honestly just came down to shot calling in the moment there. Like, you don't necessarily know that Shovel's going to be in Chuo. You're working with imperfect information, so there's no reason not to go for tricks. But as you said, you know, just one little bit of execution and Fatal would have taken tricks and then probably air as well, and that would have turned the game around. Fatal, no!
Unfortunate way for the game to end, really.
Shovel will now do the Kibo points unlock and pick this up pretty swiftly from here. 25 minutes-ish on the clock. Pretty quick for a 1v1 game.
Mm.
You know, we've not really played 1v1 since, you know, I think it was about 3 years ago we did the 1v1 tournament.
Season 3?
Season 4 was our 1v1 tournament.
Oh, wow.
And,
Flipping out.
you know, back in the old days before we even had a tournament, of course, we had like Krabby and 7th Base playing. And there it is, shovelclaws picks up the win
The W.
in 25 minutes. Yeah. Well done.
GG's. I mean,
So
that was a
with
roller
that-
coaster of a game. Fatal had a very strong start, but kind of petered out kind of in the late game, the mid to late game.
Yeah, that's how it felt. Good shot calling from Shovel to bring home the win in the end. And with that, our first round of seeding matches are concluded. The winners shovelclaws, 7th Ace, and John.
We trust John. Put some respect on the man's name.